All right, we're back. We are in for a treat and possibly in for a good hearty laugh because we get to sit down with Mr. Sidney Gantt, award-winning comedian. How are you, sir?
Good, just basking in my own glow.
Oh man, thanks for being here on this Monday morning.
Thanks for having me, Jordan.
I'm
this is
excited.
awesome.
You know, when our producer Gia told us that you were coming, I was a little excited because my grandmother's going to find this funny watching this because I was not good in school. I was like a little class comedian myself.
Oh yeah?
But not as professional as you are.
Yeah.
What
Tell
got
her
you?
to get her a grandson that can do both. I did both.
So
I'm here for you if you need a grandson that can do both.
Believe me, I got in so much trouble. How did you get into this field?
I kind of right out of college. It was, I didn't want to go into the corporate world. I have a degree in economics.
Wait, pause. You have a degree in economics.
Yeah.
And you're a professional comedian.
I'm a professional comedian. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. Okay, go on.
I know, you got to have a base in something.
You gotta have a balance, right?
Yeah,
I'm all for it. I love when folks pull back the onion, they think they know, and they're just like, oh crap, they got another layer. That's dope. That's dope.
Those are my only 2 layers.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The onion is done.
It's done. So we already pulled it back. So that's the interview. No, I'm just kidding. Understood. But where did you go to college?
So I went to Lafayette College,
okay.
And that's where I met my wife, and we moved to Texas, and I was kind of getting into the corporate world, and I hated it. Mm-hmm. It wasn't really for me. I've always wanted to do stand-up, and my wife was just like, if this is something you want to do, if you work at it, I got your back.
Wow.
And I never looked back.
That's a good way.
Well, yeah, she believed in my potential. Okay. You know, like I was a little bit of an overachiever in college, so I tricked a lot of people into thinking I'd be successful.
Okay.
And she was one of them.
And what does your wife do, if you mind me
asking? She was an engineer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, wow. Professional comedian and economics.
Yeah.
And your wife's an engineer.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that is amazing.
Yeah, she competes in jiu-jitsu as well.
And jiu-jitsu. Oh well, then we'll see. The 3 of us gotta get together because I studied that myself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, what got you into being a jiu-jitsu?
I mean, martial arts is something
the onion is still unlayering. You said we stopped.
Yeah, we just cut the potato in half. It's my wife's onion.
Okay,
my wife's the onion.
Okay.
So, I mean, martial arts is something that's kind of close to all of us. Like we always everybody wants to like tussle with another person.
Yeah.
And then I just fell into it with Hart's Jiu-Jitsu and Conshohocken. Like they absolute savior for me. And my wife, that's where my wife trains as well, but she was training there first. And then I was going to just like watch, and I couldn't really train because I'm busy with comedy at night. I don't really sleep well, and I kept having an excuse. And one day, Tim, who owns Hearts in Conshohocken, he just get on the mat. Stop. Just stop with the excuses.
Yeah.
He wouldn't let me leave all day. He just kept sending people to beat me up, and I've been addicted ever since.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, you do a lot of your performances, folks can see you in Philadelphia?
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff in Philly. Like I'll be in Royers Ford with some of my guys that do a podcast as well called Dad Meat.
Dad Meat?
Dad Meat, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a comedy podcast about lifting up people that don't really see, you didn't really see a way out.
Wow.
But they're like, because they were in that position themselves. You know, so a lot of the guys that I work with, we're really about, in our own way, lifting people up somehow. You know, we're all trying to be of service to people, and the only thing we know how to do is make people laugh. So,
that is a service. It's so funny. I literally just tweeted it like 2 days ago on my Twitter page. It's a quote my grandmother always reminds me of.
My grandmother.
Yeah, there you go. It's your grandmother too now, right? You can either cry about something or you can laugh about something, and laughter is food for the soul.
It really is, and it helps you. I mean, when you're crying about something, now you're going to try to avoid that, right? And if it's something you can laugh at, now you can dissect it, right? Because you have a safe way to absorb it, and that's basically what I'm trying to do. I mean, that's the way I embrace everything, no matter how light or dark it is. If I can laugh at it, I can sit on it. Right, and I want to be able to sit on everything and look at everything from all angles. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that I love that, because a lot of people always look at Jordan. You're always happy. You're always upbeat. Well, I'm not gonna walk around miserable. I want to be chill. I want to be cool, calm, and collective. And I'd imagine you're doing that even when you're practicing with jiu-jitsu and through your podcast.
Absolutely.
And you're getting people on your podcast show to get themselves aligned and aligning their chi.
That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to, basically get people to tell the truth and be truthful, and that doesn't mean, denying things. So what I mean by that is if I see somebody get hit by a car, I'm gonna help, but I might also find it funny, right? And there's nothing wrong with that.
Did you say you're gonna find it funny?
I can't help that. Humor is a reflex, right? And if you try to deny that something you find funny is funny to you, now you're lying to yourself and you're creating this whole avatar that you have to feed now.
Wow.
And I choose not to feed any sort of dishonesty in my life.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's deep. Now help me understand your podcast. How did you come up with this? And you do this with your wife, correct?
I do.
What's the name of the podcast?
It's called Two Jack Bros, and my wife and I are basically hippie-ish type people.
You're hippie.
Yeah, we're all into chakras and all that sort of thing. But again,
That's a hippie.
Yeah,
I ain't being no hippie.
I mean,
I like that stuff.
Well, you're a hippie.
Oh,
You
now
gotta
I'm a
listen.
hippie. Okay.
Tell your truth to be truthful.
Okay, I'll be
hippie.
truthful.
You're
I'm a hippie, I guess. All right, I'll take it.
So yeah, we're into chakras and stuff, but we also have like a pretty dark sense of humor. And we were doing a podcast before where we kind of broached it a little bit, but then after my mother-in-law passed away, who I was very close to. Of course, my wife was close to her as her mother, but I was also super close to her. And after she passed, we realized that we wanted to try to do something that she would want to watch every episode of. So that's when we decided to start interviewing guests and basically go through, we're trying to find everything that we can from every guest that we interview to take and add to our own lives to reach a higher consciousness or just become enlightened.
Wow, wow. Well, I think we have a clip queued up and ready that our producer's going to let me view. We're going to sit here and watch some of this.
Absolutely.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Let's check this out.
Now that you saw us do it, you got any apologies?
You know what I do? I have an apology for Kyla, for my girlfriend.
yeah.
I was I was not. She was sick this past. She caught what I had, which was like it's just a cold bronchitis thing, and
Yeah, we're vaccinated.
yeah, no, and I wasn't because she's so overly caring when anybody, how she is, but I am not at all. Like my family, it's like drink some juice, get a shower, go to bed. It's like, all right, that's good, thank you, Mom. And for her, I kind of did the same thing. I was like, get a shower while I'm playing NHL. You know what I mean? I'm out playing Warzone or something. Just like, you'll be good. I'll order a Go Puff. And just, I wasn't really there. She called me out on it a couple times, which I tried to make up for it. But I mean, one was like third period, like 30 seconds left. I'm down one. It's horrible timing. Horrible timing on her part.
I love the honesty. I love
Yeah,
the honesty.
and dude, he was sweating before he
I love
did
the
that.
honesty.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
It's fun. It's fun to watch. It's fun to draw that sort of thing out of people. And that was a big deal because she just let that go the way he was acting. And then when she saw that, like she hit me up and she's like, oh my God, thank you so much. I was just going to ignore that and let it go and just like add that to the vault of things that she was going to blow up on him
And
for
talking about
later
her
on.
illness and whatnot
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
It's funny because I'll go in. I have family. As I've always referenced a lot of my family members, but one family member that my aunt, she was just in the hospital not too long ago. She's in her 80s, and we have this relationship where I can just jokingly walk. I'm like, you look like crap, and
Yeah.
she's like, only you would walk in the hospital and say that to me. I'm like, yep,
Yeah.
just to get her spirits up. But I love that you can shed light on the fact that comedy definitely gets people aligned and pulls the truth out of them. So that
It
a lot
helps.
of people don't think of comedy that way.
It helps, man. I was just talking to some people about this last night, and it was a guy friend of mine, and he was like, I'm not a jealous person. I'm like, well, do you mean you don't act on jealousy? Because like I'm definitely jealous. Like I walked into, like I just told you I was watching Bernie Mac. Love Bernie Mac. I left the room, I came back, my wife was still watching it, she's cracking up, and part of me was like, you're just gonna laugh at another man like this? Like, of course I'm not gonna act on it, but that's hilarious.
Yeah, 'cause
That's
you're like,
funny.
hey, you stepping on my territory.
Exactly.
Why aren't you laughing at me?
You know what I'm
I hear
saying?
you.
So I turned my back for 1 second.
I hear
Are you
you.
kidding me?
I hear you. I understand.
So, but if without comedy, I wouldn't be able to address that honesty about myself. Then I would lie to myself that I didn't have that emotion and try to push it down, and then that stuff builds up and piles up, and then you snap.
Yeah.
I don't got time for snapping.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. I've tried to use laughter as a way to, accept what is and to move forward. So I love that you're highlighting that. But how can folks follow you and catch up with you in a live studio audience? Where can they go? Where can we find you next? Do you have any shows coming up?
Yeah, so October 8th is a show that I'm doing at Soul Joe's Comedy Club in Royersford.
Royersford,
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay.
Yeah, and then the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, I'll be at Helium where I'll be closing a showcase. And then other than that, Two Jacked Bros on every platform where you can find a podcast, YouTube, and at Sidney Gantt on everything. SIDNEYGANTT.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna make sure our viewers get all that information. I can't appreciate you being here, man.
Thank you for having me.
I'm gonna test the water. If I can get on that podcast,
We'll definitely have you
Who
on.
do I have an apology for?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's gonna be a lot of truth said of Jordan. This is gonna be a little dangerous, but I'll try and touch those waters a little bit.
That's
but
what's up.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you, man, for
Absolutely.
being here.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yep. So we'll be right back.